Let's move now to the lingual side. First of all, we have to verify the position of the height of curvature located at 1/5 of the coronal height, the shape of the clearance zone, which is flat, and the shape of the undercut area, which is convex. Then we will fix the incisal limits of the cingulum. We all know that the cingulum occupies 2/5 of the coronal height, so we'll just double the distance between the height of curvature and the cervical line to fix the incisal limit of the cingulum. The cingulum is composed of two lobes. They can be rounded or triangular. Be careful not to cross the height of curvature while drawing them. The next step is to draw the limits of the lingual fossa. We must leave 2 millimeters from the greatest contour line for the marginal ridges in the medial and distal sides. The limits of the lingual fossa follow the outlines of the crown with a rounded angle at the distal and a sharp angle at the medial. We will draw again the limits of the lingual fossa using this time the Zaz spatula. This step will help us determine the depth of the lingual fossa before starting the digging. The digging will be performed using the rounded part of the Zaz spatula. Be careful, the lingual fossa is not concave. It is actually flat. In this step, a big quantity of soap is removed. That is why the use of the toothbrush is essential. Be careful while digging between the lobes of the cingulum or between the lobes and the marginal ridge not to break the lobes. A groove between the lobes and the marginal ridge is required. The cingulum is not only convex in the cervical incisal direction but also in the medial direction. In fact, each lobe presents its own ridge. The rounding of the lobes of the cingulum is performed using the Zaz spatula. The convex shape is required. In this step, Be careful not to touch the height of curvature. We need to find at the end of the rounding the W shape of the cingulum. In order to see the whole cingulum from a proximal view, we need absolutely to reduce the height of the marginal ridge that is in front of the cingulum. The rest of the marginal ridge will be carved at the same height and with a convex shape in the mesiodistal direction. Same procedure will be performed in the other marginal ridge. Don't forget to reduce the height of the marginal ridge that is in contact with the cingulum so that we can see the whole cingulum by a proximal view. The incisor ridge must be flattened to ensure a smooth spillway of the food. Or finishing of the lingual fossa and the cingulum. I've only used the Zal spatula in this step. Don't forget to clean your tooth with the toothbrush. Once the finishing of the lingual features is achieved, we can move to the buccal side and draw the triangular depressions at each side of the buccal ridge. They must not exceed the incisal third, and there is two techniques. The first technique is to use the Zal spatula to carve the depressions The carving is approved only when the depression leaves its impression on the buccal incisal edge. The second technique is to carve this depression using the plaster knife, one shot. The carving is approved only when the depression leaves its impression on the buccal incisal edge as well. Now we will proceed with the rounding of the lobes In fact, the triangle depressions divide the buccal surface in 3 lobes: the median lobe, the mesial lobe, and the distal lobe. The last step in the carving of the 11 is the polishing. The polishing is performed using water and veil socks.